The big SSA change begins today. Today marks one of the most important changes the Social Security Administration has made in many years, and millions of seniors across America will begin to feel the impact almost immediately. For decades, older Americans have lived under a system of rules that didn't always match the way real people work, earn, and retire. Life has changed, work has changed, retirement has changed, yet the rules that guided Social Security remained stuck in the past. But starting today, that begins to shift. A brand new rule is officially taking effect, and for many seniors, it will feel like a breath of fresh air. For years, the most frustrating part of the Social Security system has been the earnings test. Seniors who needed or wanted to continue working were punished for doing so. If they collected Social Security before reaching their full retirement age, their hard-earned benefits could be reduced simply because they chose to stay active in the workforce. It didn't matter whether they worked part-time, took freelance projects, or tried to supplement their retirement income with a second job. The rule stood in the way, and many seniors felt trapped or discouraged. But the Social Security Administration finally listened. After years of feedback from retirees, advocacy groups, and even lawmakers from both parties, the SSA agreed that change was overdue. Seniors today are healthier, living longer, and more engaged in work than ever before. Many enjoy staying productive, many rely on additional earnings to keep up with rising living costs, and almost everyone agreed that the system needed to reflect this new reality. That is exactly what this new rule is designed to do. It begins a new chapter for older Americans, one built on greater flexibility, greater fairness, and greater respect for the choices seniors make about work and retirement. Whether you are already collecting Social Security or planning for your future benefits, the rule that takes effect today has the power to reshape your financial outlook. And in the sections ahead, we will walk through each part of the change so you understand exactly how it affects you and your household. Why the old earnings test needed to change. For many seniors, the old Social Security earnings test was more than just a rule. It was a barrier. It stood between them and the financial freedom they worked their entire lives to earn. Under the old system, anyone who decided to claim benefits before reaching their full retirement age had to walk a financial tightrope. If they earned too much from working, the Social Security Administration would reduce their monthly payments. This reduction left many older Americans feeling frustrated, confused, and even punished for their decision to continue contributing to the workforce. Imagine spending 40 years paying into the Social Security system, only to be told later in life that you must limit your income or risk losing benefits. That feeling of unfairness was shared by millions. Seniors expressed concerns that the rule no longer reflected the realities of modern life. The cost of living had skyrocketed, healthcare expenses had grown heavier, and retirees often needed supplemental income just to stay comfortable. Yet the old earnings test made it harder for them to do that. Another major issue was how outdated the rule felt. The original structure was created decades ago at a time when most people retired completely at age 62 or 65. But today, that's no longer the case. Americans are healthier, more energetic, and increasingly interested in working part-time or staying involved in their communities. Some enjoy mentoring younger workers, some run small home-based businesses, and others simply want to remain active and connected. But the old rule forced them to choose between working or keeping more of their Social Security benefits. And it wasn't just seniors who raised concerns. Advocacy groups argued that the earnings test created unnecessary stress and confusion. Financial advisors reported that their clients often felt pressured to delay claiming benefits even when they needed the income. And lawmakers across the country agreed that something had to be done to bring Social Security into the modern age. This growing consensus is what pushed the SSA to take action. The new rule that begins today represents a commitment to fairness, clarity, and dignity. It acknowledges the evolving needs of today's retirees and sets the stage for a Social Security system that better supports the diverse paths people take into retirement. The new rule, what changes starting today? Today's new Social Security rule delivers one of the most significant updates seniors have seen in years, and it directly affects how your earnings are treated once you begin receiving benefits. For decades, the earnings test created confusion and financial stress, especially for individuals who wanted to work part-time or stay active in the job market. But the SSA has now taken a major step forward to simplify the system and give seniors more flexibility than ever before. The biggest change is straightforward but incredibly powerful. The earnings test is now eliminated entirely for anyone who has reached their full retirement age. This means that once you hit that milestone, whether it's 66, 66 and a half, or 67, depending on your birth year, you can earn as much as you want without losing a single dollar of your Social Security benefits. Whether you decide to work part-time, start a new business, or even return to full-time employment, your Social Security check remains fully protected. This shift is more than a technical adjustment. It represents a major improvement in how older Americans can structure their lives. Many seniors today prefer a gradual transition into retirement. They may reduce hours but continue working because they enjoy being productive, staying social, or simply maintaining a sense of purpose. In the past, the earnings test acted like a penalty for staying engaged. Today's rule removes that barrier and gives retirees the freedom to design their own version of retirement without financial punishment. But the change doesn't stop there. Even for people younger than full retirement age, the SSA has made the earnings rules more flexible. Under the old system, benefits were reduced by 50 cents for every dollar earned above a certain threshold. This felt harsh and often discouraged early claimers from working more than a limited amount. Under the new rule, that reduction becomes $1 for every $2 earned, which is far more manageable and far less punitive. These adjustments reflect a modern understanding of the American workforce. Not all seniors want to stop working. Not all retirees are financially ready to leave the job market entirely. With this new rule, starting today, seniors have more choices, more control, and more confidence as they navigate their retirement years. How the new rule helps workers under full retirement age. While the most dramatic improvement applies to people who have already reached full retirement age, the SSA also made meaningful updates for those who claim Social Security early. This group includes millions of Americans, people in their early 60s who may want or need to collect benefits but still hope to continue working. Under the old system, these individuals faced some of the toughest restrictions. Even part-time earnings could result in steep reductions to their monthly checks. But with the new rule, the path forward becomes much more forgiving and flexible. Under the updated earnings system, the Social Security Administration now reduces benefits at a 1-to-2 ratio instead of the harsher reduction seniors experienced for decades. While the earnings test isn't completely removed for those under full retirement age, the softened penalty means that early claimers now have far more room to earn additional income without sacrificing large portions of their benefits. This opens the door for seniors to take part-time jobs, seasonal work, consulting roles, or freelance opportunities without constantly worrying about breaching income limits. This is especially important in today's world. Many seniors aren't claiming benefits early because they want to retire completely. They're doing it due to rising inflation, healthcare costs, or unexpected life events. Others simply want a smoother transition into retirement rather than a hard stop. The new rule acknowledges these realities and treats seniors with greater fairness and respect. The SSA understands that older workers often contribute invaluable experience and stability to the workforce. These individuals may wish to remain active for personal fulfillment, social connection, or supplemental income. The new rule helps make that choice easier by reducing financial penalties and creating a more supportive environment for people in their early 60s. Now, seniors have the ability to design a retirement path that fits their personal needs, whether that means keeping a part-time job, starting small business ventures, or staying involved in their professions while gradually stepping back. With the new system beginning today, early claimers now enjoy a level of freedom and flexibility that simply didn't exist before. Real-life examples, how the new rule works for you. To understand how powerful this new Social Security rule really is, it helps to look at a few real-world examples. These scenarios reflect situations many seniors face every day, and they show how much more flexible and forgiving the system becomes starting today. Imagine you're 65 years old and you've decided to begin collecting Social Security early. At the same time, you still want to stay active as a part-time consultant, bringing in around $30,000 a year. Under the old system, you would have been penalized heavily. The SSA would take away a large portion of your monthly check once you cross the annual earnings limit. Many seniors in this situation felt trapped, wanting to work, but afraid of losing benefits they spent a lifetime earning. But under the new rule, things changed dramatically. Now, instead of losing 50 cents for every dollar earned above the limit, your benefits are reduced at a much softer 1-for-2 ratio. This means you can keep more of your pay, more of your Social Security, and more control over your financial planning. This difference alone can add thousands of dollars to your yearly income. Now let's look at a second scenario, one that truly highlights the biggest improvement. Imagine you're 68 years old, well past your full retirement age. You decide to take on a part-time job that pays $50,000 a year. Under the old system, even at this age, you would still need to worry about how much your earnings might impact your Social Security benefits. It was confusing, stressful, and felt unfair to millions of seniors. But under today's new rule, every bit of that stress disappears because you have reached full retirement age. The earnings test no longer applies to you at all. You can earn $50,000, $100,000, or more. Your Social Security check stays exactly the same. Not a single dollar is taken away. For the first time in decades, seniors have the freedom to work without fear of penalty. These examples show just how meaningful this change is. Whether you claim early or wait until full retirement age, the system now works more smoothly and respectfully for your needs. Why seniors needed this change: a modern approach to retirement. The Social Security Administration didn't create this new rule out of nowhere. It came from years of conversations, requests, frustrations, and real-life experiences shared by seniors across the country. Older Americans today are living longer, staying healthier, and choosing to work differently compared to previous generations. The traditional idea of retirement, a full stop at age 62 or 65, simply doesn't match the lifestyle or needs of millions of people anymore. Many seniors want to stay active, they want to contribute. Some enjoy mentoring younger workers or bringing decades of experience to their communities. Others find that working gives them purpose or helps them stay socially connected. But the old Social Security rules created a system that felt like it punished them for doing exactly those things. If you tried to earn a little extra money, your benefits could be reduced. If you wanted to remain productive, you had to carefully monitor how much you earned. This went against the spirit of independence and dignity that seniors deserve. The new rule recognizes that times have changed. Today's workforce includes remote jobs, gig work, freelance roles, and part-time opportunities that didn't exist when the original Social Security laws were written. Seniors now have more ways to earn income from home through technology or through flexible schedules. It makes perfect sense that Social Security should evolve to reflect these modern realities. The COVID-19 pandemic also reshaped how people think about retirement. Many older Americans discovered that they could continue working safely from home. Some left the workforce temporarily, only to return later in new roles. These shifts highlighted the need for a more flexible Social Security structure, one that supports seniors no matter how their work or retirement journey unfolds. This rule change is a response to that new world. It shows respect for seniors' choices, acknowledging that retirement is no longer a one-size-fits-all experience. Whether someone wants to stop working entirely, reduce their hours, or stay active for as long as possible, the system now gives them more freedom to shape the life they want. How the new rule impacts your financial future. One of the biggest reasons this new Social Security rule matters is its potential to significantly reshape your financial future. For many seniors, even a small change in how benefits are reduced or protected can mean thousands of additional dollars every year. And at a time when everyday costs continue to rise, from groceries to gas to prescription medications, every dollar truly counts. Under the old system, seniors often delayed claiming benefits because they feared losing money if they continued working. Financial advisors would warn clients about the earnings test and how it could eat into their monthly payments. But now, with the new rule offering much more flexibility, seniors can plan their retirement income in a way that makes sense for their personal needs rather than being forced into a narrow path by outdated policies. This change opens up new options. For example, someone in their early 60s may choose to claim benefits earlier than planned because the penalty for working while collecting is now far less severe. Another person may decide to transition slowly into retirement, working part-time for several years, without worrying that their earnings will significantly reduce their monthly checks. And for those who have already reached their full retirement age, the ability to work without any penalty at all means they can fully maximize both their earnings and their Social Security benefits. For individuals who rely on Social Security as a major part of their income, this increased flexibility can create peace of mind. They no longer have to sacrifice the stability of their monthly check just to keep earning money through meaningful work. And for many seniors, the confidence that comes from knowing their benefits are secure is just as valuable as the financial impact itself. This rule also helps families. Many older Americans support grandchildren, help adult children facing financial challenges, or contribute to household expenses even after retirement. With the ability to earn more without penalty, seniors can continue providing support without putting their own financial well-being at risk. Ultimately, this new rule strengthens financial independence. It allows seniors to make decisions based on what is best for their lives, not what an outdated formula dictated. It empowers older Americans to look ahead with greater certainty, knowing their financial future is more secure than before. Expanded benefits, spousal and survivor payments. Under the new rule, while most people focus on how the new earnings rule affects workers collecting their own Social Security benefits, it's equally important to understand how it impacts spousal benefits and survivor benefits. These two categories support millions of Americans, especially widows, widowers, and spouses who may not have earned as much throughout their working years. And today's new rule brings positive changes for them as well. Spousal benefits are paid to individuals who qualify based on their husband's or wife's work record rather than their own. Survivor benefits go to those who have lost a spouse or family member who paid into Social Security. Under the old system, both groups faced strict earnings test rules, just like workers claiming their own benefits. If they worked and earned over the limit, their benefits could be reduced significantly. This created difficult choices for many families, especially those who relied on survivor benefits to stay financially stable after a loss. The new rule changes that landscape. Just as with standard retirement benefits, spousal and survivor benefits will now be treated with more fairness and flexibility. Once a recipient reaches full retirement age, the earnings test disappears completely. That means surviving spouses, widows, widowers, and individuals collecting spousal benefits can now work freely without any reduction in their Social Security income. This is a major step forward in supporting some of the most vulnerable groups within the retirement community. For individuals younger than full retirement age, the new 1-for-2 reduction ratio also applies. This softer penalty provides breathing room for people who are rebuilding their lives after the loss of a partner or who need extra income to support their household. It reduces the stress and pressure that many survivors previously felt when trying to decide between working and protecting their benefits. This update acknowledges an essential truth. Life can be unpredictable, and families deserve the flexibility to adapt without being financially punished. Whether someone is transitioning after a loss, caring for grandchildren, or managing a household alone, the new rule gives them more stability and more control during an emotionally challenging time. For many, this change will make a meaningful difference, not just financially, but emotionally as well. It offers reassurance, respect, and support for those who may need it most. What you should do now. Steps to take after the rule change. With this new Social Security rule officially in effect, now is the perfect moment for seniors, retirees, and near retirees to take a closer look at their financial plans. This isn't just a policy update, it's a real opportunity to adjust your strategies and make choices that better support your lifestyle, health, and long-term financial comfort. Here are several practical steps you can take to make sure you understand exactly how this change benefits you. First, if you're already collecting Social Security and still earning income from work, whether part-time, full-time, or occasional freelance, take a moment to review your numbers. Look at how much you expect to earn this year and compare that against the new, more flexible earnings rules. You may discover that you can work additional hours or take on extra projects without seeing a large reduction in your benefits. For many seniors, this can translate into thousands of dollars in added income over the course of a year. Second, if you are planning to begin collecting Social Security soon, consider how this rule might affect the timing of your claim. Some people may find it makes sense to start benefits a little earlier, especially if the financial penalty for working has become less severe. Others might still choose to wait, aiming for a larger monthly check at full retirement age or age 70. The key is that you now have more flexibility than before, and the right choice depends on your personal situation, health, and goals. Third, don't hesitate to reach out to the Social Security Administration directly. Their website has already been updated with the new information, and their representatives are trained to explain exactly how the rule applies to your unique circumstances. Whether you prefer calling by phone or visiting your local SSA office, there is help available to make sure you feel confident in your decisions. Finally, use this moment as an opportunity to revisit your broader financial plan. Think about how work, savings, pensions, and Social Security all fit together. This new rule is more than a technical adjustment. It's a doorway to greater independence, flexibility, and peace of mind. A new era for seniors. What this rule really means. As we reach the final part of this message, it's important to step back and understand the deeper meaning behind this new Social Security rule. Yes, it changes how earnings are treated. Yes, it affects benefits, timing, and financial planning. But beyond the numbers, this rule represents something far larger, a renewed respect for the lives, choices, and contributions of America's seniors. For far too long, many retirees felt that they were being forced into a rigid retirement model, one that didn't match the world we live in today. Seniors who wanted to work felt penalized. Those who needed supplemental income faced stressful decisions. And individuals moving through personal transitions, like widows, widowers, and those claiming spousal benefits, often felt trapped between financial necessity and outdated rules. Today's change is a signal that the Social Security Administration understands this. It acknowledges that retirement isn't the same for everyone, and it shouldn't have to be. Some people want to enjoy full retirement right away, others want to ease into it gradually, some want to stay active in the workforce, and some simply need the extra income to support themselves and their families. This new rule gives all of these individuals more freedom to choose what works best for them. It also reflects a broader truth. Seniors today are strong, capable, and deeply valuable members of our communities. They bring wisdom, stability, and experience to workplaces, families, and society as a whole. Allowing them to work without unfair penalties is not just financially beneficial, it's a recognition of their ongoing importance. As you move forward, remember this: your retirement journey is uniquely your own. No rule, no formula, and no chart can tell you exactly how to live these years. This new Social Security update simply offers you more tools, more options, and more control. It gives you the power to design a future that fits your needs, supports your health, and respects your independence. So as this new rule begins today, take a moment to reflect on what it means for you and your loved ones. Use the flexibility it provides, seek the information you need, and feel confident that for the first time in a long time, the system is moving in a direction that supports, not restricts, the lives of America's seniors.